Hi guys, do you have an MTH 2207 final in 2 weeks, in 2 days, maybe in 24 hours? This video is made specifically for you. In order to ace MTH 2207, you need to know the following 300 plus topics. That's a lot of topics. But if studied efficiently, even less than 24-hour study could dramatically improve your results. I'm going to focus on the following 10 topics. These are the top 10 most common topics that appear at Baruch MTH 2207 finals. Everybody procrastinates. It's absolutely normal. This is life. That's why we prepared a special last-minute cram course that will prepare you for your MTH 220 final within a super short period of time. You can access our last-minute cram course by clicking the link in the video description below. And also do not forget to subscribe to our channel and like our video. So let's do this. The first problem and the first topic is limits and continuity. We're going to be focused on problem 25 from final SP17. We have this piecewise function, x squared plus 1, 8 and 3x minus 1, those three things in particular. And we need to state on which interval function f of x is continuous. All you have to do in this situation is plug in the number. Literally plug in the border number. So x squared plus 1 when x is equal to 2, right? So just plug in 2 in here. Turns into 2 squared plus 1, which is 5. The 8 when x is equal to 2 stays the same, just 8. And 3x minus 1 when x equals 2 turns into 3 times 2 minus 1, which is also 5. So we have 5, 8, 5. Clearly, they do not match. They are supposed to match. If they don't match, the points at which they don't match are the points where there's discontinuity. So therefore, we're looking at x equal 2. That's where this discontinuity happens. So on the whole interval, from negative infinity to positive infinity, it's all going great, except for the point when x is equal to 2. That's where the discontinuity happens. Therefore, the function is continuous between negative infinity and 2 and positive infinity. And the answer to this amazing question is E. Very good. Very, very, very good. Next topic, asymptotes. We're going to be looking at problem 5 from the final test, SP17. So we need to identify vertical and horizontal asymptotes of the graph. In order to find horizontal asymptotes, let's just start from the easy problems first. Easy topic first. Horizontal asymptotes exist and could be done in the following way. You look at the highest exponent on top and highest exponent on the bottom. So 4x minus 8. The highest exponent is 1, right? Because it's x to the first power. While on the bottom we have x squared plus 5x minus 14, and the highest exponent is 2. Now, which one is higher? Since the bottom is higher, 2 is clearly higher than 1, the answer is 0. Y equals 0. That's our horizontal asymptote. So if you look at the options, it's either A or E. We can already eradicate B, C, and D. Boom. So it's between A and E. So now, when it comes down to vertical asymptotes, there are 2 steps. First of all, simplify. That's a key step. And only then set the bottom to 0. How can we simplify? Very simple. 4x minus 8. And the bottom could be factored into x plus 7, I think, times x minus 2. It seems like that matches, right? So let's factor the top as well. So 4 times x minus 2, x plus 7 times x minus 2. You can double check the bottom if the bottom is factored correctly by foiling it. So let's cancel x minus 2. Therefore, we're left with 4 over x plus 7. That's simplification. Only then we set in the bottom to 0. X plus 7 equals 0. So therefore, x equals negative 7. And therefore, the answer is A. Next. Derivative of logs problem 4 from final test SP17. dy dx, right? We need to find dy dx. What is dy dx? It's just f prime of x. Here we have a problem. We got f of x equal x multiplied by ln of x squared. That's a product rule. For the product rule, fg prime will equal f prime g plus fg prime. So what I usually do is f equals x, g equals ln of x squared, right? Therefore, f prime is equal to 1. Now, what about g prime? G prime is u prime over u. U is this guy. What is x squared prime? It's 2x over u over x squared. Let's simplify it. So it's 2 over x. So let's just rewrite this neatly. f equals x, g equals ln of x squared. That method is called a square. F prime is equal to 1, g prime is equal to 2 over x. Now we have to cross multiply. If you cross multiply, you're done. Right? So cross multiply these and these. Right? So it's x multiplied by 2 over x plus ln of x squared multiplied by 1, which is, cancel the x's, 2 plus ln of x squared. Boom. So the answer is A. Here we had to deal with both the product rule and also the derivative of logs. So kind of two topics in one. Now topic number 4 is product and quotient rules. We pretty much just covered the product rule. So that's problem. We're going to be looking at problem 6 from the final test FA17. So here we have to find f prime of 2. Not only do we have to find the first derivative, but we also then have to plug in x equals 2. So let's do the same thing, right? So we just covered it. So f equals x, g equals e to the power of x squared plus 1, right, from here. So therefore, f prime is equal to 1. What about g prime? G prime is equal to e to the u times u prime. So e to the x squared plus 1 times prime of the exponent, which is just 2x. And again, all we have to do is cross multiply it. Let me change the color so it's all visible. We just have to cross multiply this guy. So it's x multiplied by e to the x squared plus 1 times 2x plus e to the power of x squared plus 1. Normally you would simplify it, but since we have to find f prime of 2, let's just plug in x equals 2. So f prime of 2 in this situation is 2 times e to the power of x squared plus 1, just 5, right? Because 2 squared plus 1 is 5. Times 2 times 2, so 2 times 2 plus e to the power of also 5. So 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. 8 e to the 5 plus e to the 5. Now, lots of people don't know what to do from here on. This is 1 e to the 5. So therefore, it's 9 e to the 5. The answer is A. Good. Next. The next topic, chain rule. This is from final SP17, and the problem is 21. The chain rule is very, very simple. If you have u to the n prime, it's going to be equal to n u n minus 1 times u prime. Very simple rule. If you know this rule, you know how to do chain rule. So f of x equals 4x squared plus 1 cube. F prime of x equals 3 times 4x squared plus 1 to the power of 2 times the derivative of this. The derivative of that is 8x. So therefore, this is equal to 24x times 4x squared plus 1, everything squared. Seems like the answer is E. Chain rule typically is very difficult. In theory, it's being taught in a terrible way, typically. But if you know this simple formula right here, you can ace it. You can ace these questions. Next, topic 6, slope. We're looking at problem 13 from the final SP17. We need to find the equation of the tangent line at point 217. There are 4 steps. First of all, find f prime of x. Second step is find f prime of x0. What is x0? x0 is this guy, 2. Right? Third step is to find f of x0, but it's already given to us in this situation, just 17, so we already have step 3 immediately. And step 4, y minus f of x0 equals f prime of x0 times x minus x0. Sounds very complicated. If you memorize this formula and these 4 steps, you can do any linearization problem. So let's proceed step by step. F prime of x is equal to, I'm just looking at this, is simply 6x squared. F prime of x0 is the same thing as f prime of 2, which is the same thing as 2 times 2 squared, which is 24. And we got 17. So now we just have to plug it in. Let me change the colors to make it more visible. So here we got y minus f of x0, so y minus 17 equals f prime of x0, which is 24, times x minus x0, which is 2. So y minus 17 equals 24x minus 48. So y equals 24x minus 48 plus 17. So y equals 24x minus 31. Boom. And the answer, it seems like, is D. Next, topic 7, concavity. Problem 9 from final FA17. We need to figure out on which intervals function f of x is concave up. And we already given the second derivative. Let's factor it out even more. So x squared minus 4 is equal to x minus 2 times x plus 2. This is difference of squares. So f double prime of x equal 3 minus x times x minus 2 times x plus 2. Therefore, the answer, the inflection points, if you set this to 0, are x equals 0, x equals 3, x equals 2, and x equals negative 2. Number line, negative 2 right here, 2 right here, and 3. What I would do is I would plug in x equal negative 3. Now, where should I plug it in? The best way to plug it in is directly into the factored form of the second derivative. So 3 minus x times x minus 2 times x plus 2. That's where I would plug in x equal negative 3. So let's go over that. So 3 minus 3 is 3 plus 3 times times negative 3 minus 2 times negative 3 plus 2. Now this is positive, this is negative, this is negative. So positive times negative is positive. All I care about is positive. Then it's going to be switching. Positive, negative, positive, negative. We're looking at which intervals, on which intervals it is concave up. So it's on this one and on that one. So it's between negative infinity and negative 2, and also between 2 and 3. Let's see if this answer exists. Yes, it's answer A. Almost done, guys. Topic 8, differentials. Problem 1 from final test SP17. We need to figure out the differential of y equals x to the power of 3 half when x changes from 64 to 64.1. Very simple. So differential, you know that the first derivative f prime of x is equal to dy over dx. Therefore, dy is equal to f prime of x times dx. Now, what the hell is dx? That's a huge problem. dx is x final minus x initial. If you know that, you know everything. So in our situation, it is 64.1 minus 64. So the answer is just 0.1. So our dx is 0.1. What is our f prime of x? F prime of x is 3 half x to 1 half. What are we missing? Right? So just let's just try to connect the dots. So we got this formula right here. We clearly need to find dy. And we got f prime of x, which is this, multiplied by 0.1. We're not going to get the answer. Of course not, because f prime of x has to be substituted, has to be plugged in with x equals 64, which is the initial. So f prime of 64 is equal to 3 over 2 times root of x, which is 3 over 2 times root of 64. So root of 64 is 8. So this is equal to 3 over 2 times 8. Which is the same thing as just 12. So dy is equal to 12 multiplied by 0.1, which is 1.2. The answer is B. Almost the final topic. Topic 9, implicit differentiation. That one is tricky. Problem 22 from test SP17. So we need to find, we need to use implicit differentiation to find the slope of the tangent line to this function at 0.21. So there are two topics here, implicit differentiation and also the linearization. So for linearization, we covered this just now. We have to find f prime of x, which is the same thing as dy dx. We then have to find f prime of x 0. We then have to find f of x 0, which is already given to us. It is 1 right here. And then final step is y minus y, well, let me just do y minus, let me erase this for a second. So y minus f of x 0 equals f prime of x 0 times x minus x 0. I know, sounds a little bit tricky, looks a little bit tricky, but again, if you memorize, step 4, and memorize all these 4 steps, you will know exactly what to do. Keep in mind, we do not need to find dy dx alone, because we just have to find the first derivative of both sides of this equation and then just plug in x equals 2. That's it. So let's do this. So when we do the first derivative, 3x squared plus 2xy minus 4y squared, we have to be very careful. So this is equal to the prime of 3x squared plus the prime of 2xy minus the prime of 4y squared, right? So the prime of 3x squared is very simple, 6x, plus prime of 2xy minus, here it's minus 8y dy dx. Do not forget that. Now, when we're taking the prime of 12 on the right-hand side, that's just going to be equal to 0. So this is what we are dealing with at this moment. Why did I stop? Why did I not find the prime of 2xy prime? The reason for that is because here, for this one in particular, we have to use the product rule. So 2xy prime will be equal to the following. F is equal to 2x, g is equal to y. F prime, therefore, is equal to 2. What is our g prime? G prime is dy dx. And we do cross multiplication, which leads us to 2x dy dx plus 2y. All right. So if I replace that right here, and I will clean things up, but let me just write it out on the side. So we got 6x plus 2x dy dx plus 2y minus 8y dy dx equals 0. This is our equation from which we have to find dy dx. I will erase all of this other stuff because it's just like too bulky, right? And we're going to continue. So we did the implicit differentiation part. Now we have to do the linearization part, the line. If this is a little bit too complicated, again, please consider getting the crash course. It has lots of these problems, more of these problems covered in way more detail. We did pretty much the first step. The second step is to find f prime of x0. So what I'm doing is I'm plugging both x equal 2 and y equals 1 in this equation. So 6 times 2 plus 2 times 2 dy dx plus 2 times 1 minus 8 times 1 dy dx equal 0. 12 plus 4 dy dx plus 2 minus 8 dy dx equal 0. So 14 minus 4 dy dx equals 0. Yes, guys, I know this is a little bit annoying, but we have to do this. So 14 is equal to 4 dy dx. Therefore, dy dx equals 7/2. This is our second part complete. Second part complete. I will have to erase things again. Again, this problem is definitely complex, and I'm happy that I'm covering this in this video so you guys have an idea. I really hope this is helpful. All right, so we got a couple of steps done. Second step right here is dy dx equals 7/2. The third step, f of x0 is equal to 1. And then the fourth step is, let's just plug numbers in. So y minus f of x of 0 is y minus 1 equals 7/2 times x minus 2. That will be the equation of the tangent line. Where did we make a mistake? It's not that we made a mistake. They did not ask us to find the equation. They asked us to find the slope of the tangent line, which we already found in step number 2, 7/2. Boom. The answer is E. Hope that makes sense. Final topic for today, topic 10, antiderivatives. This is problem 6 from the final test SP17. So here we are having a fraction, the integral, and we need to know what that integral is. The rule of thumb is, if you are dealing with two complex things, take u as the most complex one. So we're going to say that u is equal to x cubed plus 2x squared plus x. Immediately do du dx. du dx is equal to 3x squared plus x, say, plus 4x plus 1. Then you flip in those two guys. So du over 3x squared plus 4x plus 1 is equal to dx. It's quite simple. Now we have integral. The top stays the same, 6x squared plus 8x plus 2. Did not change. The bottom is u. Dx is du over 3x squared plus 4x plus 1. Now if you cancel these two guys, you're going to get 2. So this is equal integral 2 over u du, which is the same thing as, let's take 2 outside of the integral, of 1 over u du. Now this is equal to 2 ln of absolute value of u plus c. And let's just plug it in. 2 ln of our u is right here. X cubed plus 2x squared plus x plus c. This is our final answer, and it seems like it is E. Right here, E. So thank you so much for watching. We covered the top 10 most common topics that appear at Baruch MTH 2207 finals. Again, everybody procrastinates. It's absolutely normal. That's why we prepared a special last-minute cram course that will prepare you for your MTH 2207 final within a super short period of time. You can access our last-minute cram course by clicking the link in the video description below. Also, do not forget to subscribe to our channel and like our video. Bye-bye.